네, 영상의 주인공은 마라톤 2시간 8분, 하프 마라톤 59분, 10km 27분 30초 때 뉴질랜드 출신의 17살 때 케냐로 이민을 간 제이크 선수의 인터뷰 영상입니다. 엄청난 기록들이죠. 프로페셔널 러너고 지금 E10으로 케냐로 17살 때 달리기에 내 삶을 걸어야겠다 하고 갔었어요. 영상을 보시면은 정말 많은 영감 많이 얻으실 수 있을 것 같아요. 영상 꼭 보시면 좋겠습니다. 영어로 되어 있지만 자막 달아놨고요. 정말 엄청난 열정을 느낄 수 있을 겁니다. 꼭 끝까지 봐보세요. 감사합니다. We just played some pool.
Yeah, Sunday.
With some friends. Yeah, just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend vibes, and it's good to get away from training and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have been in E10 for the last 12 years so far.
Yeah, 12 years.
Yeah, and I mean your story is a sort of a legend. I think because you came here with your brother Zane when you're 17.
Yeah, we came to Kenya when we were 17, and as for the foreigners, we were the first to do what we've done, staying in E10.
Right.
And we've been successful doing what we've done. So, yeah, sure, if we had a failed majorly, then it wouldn't have been a legendary story. It's, the more success we gain, the more the story gains a legacy,
Yeah, I mean, the story is still going, still evolving.
Yep, it is. And I feel like I haven't really touched what I could in the future on performance-wise, so we'll see what I'm capable of.
Yeah. In terms of your performance, and you talked about your potential, you ran 2:08:26 in Lake Biwa.
Yes, on debut.
And first marathon, right?
Yeah.
And you ran 59:57 half marathon in England, the Great North Run.
Yes.
Just that last 600 meter with Mo Farah at that race, right?
No,
that's
it
the
was
other
the
one.
year before.
Oh, yeah, that's the year before, right?
12.
Right.
It was the last 200 Mo kicked.
Yeah.
250 that he kicked off on me, and
yeah. And those are amazing times, and but as you said, you still have a lot more to prove. And I did some research before coming to the interview. I watched the interview you did with Black Toe Running at the Black Toe Running in Canada.
Yeah.
And one of those things that stuck out to me was you said you still have 15 more years in you. You think, as a marathon runner.
Yeah, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Anywhere in between, depending on what comes up, I might decide now's the day. But I've got a lot to achieve, and I'm not going to be very happy until I've achieved everything that I want to. So, yeah.
And the interview said by now you thought you'd have won a gold in Olympics.
Yeah, I mean every 18-year-old who's starting out, and I mean I started when I was 14, so a 14-year-old believes everything's easy, and then step by step, as from a junior to a senior, you start to realize it's not. But if you're still progressing, then that little bit of hope, your dreams stay alive, and obviously mine have stayed alive into this professional career, and now I'm making a decent enough living out of it, and my dreams are still alive. Yeah.
That dream is still gold in Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Marathon, or does it have to marathon? Or?
Marathon has been it used to be 5,000, then it was 10.
Yeah. Marathon
is a new project of mine, and a golden marathon major as well would be an amazing feat.
Yeah.
Any race I touch, I'm always going for the win. So
I
mean, I just want to stack up as many wins, as many records as I can before I'm done.
Yeah. That's awesome. And go back to the starting a little bit. When we're out in the market, exploring the routes in the highlands.
Yeah.
plus 3,000 meters of altitude.
Yeah.
I think you're crazy, and you guys are crazy. You're trying to get even higher than E10, but I admire that passion.
You could tell by the spirit showing up there how excited I was.
Yeah, I know.
It's really like that, because as well as the altitude, we're going to a real village, you know, real wilderness, and that's the way E10 used to be.
Yeah.
So for me, to get out of E10 is like leaving the city, going to the mountains where, you know, you're just back to basics.
Yeah.
You know, survival, pure instinct, and just, you know, campfire with the guys, cooking over the fire, real basic living, and
catch some rats.
Yeah, I mean, no,
we'll go back to that later.
You hope the rats don't come, but just.
But when I asked you during the drive if you could go back and you could make a decision again, I asked you if you'd choose to come to 10 again. And you said you're not sure because it was really tough. Could you kind of elaborate on that and how tough it was when you came here?
What I mean by that, is that if I had to go through everything I went through again, I couldn't do it. At this point in my life, I couldn't do it.
Knowing that.
I know everything that's coming, and what I went through back then was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, mental struggles, you know, physical struggles. We got so sick that we almost died.
Yeah.
You know, society issues and judgment issues. You know, you're in a different culture.
Yeah.
You have to learn your way and, you know, not overstep the boundary. And back then, E10 didn't really, you know, culturally accept foreigners. So, yeah, there was a lot of disputes and stuff, and we got caught up in that. And then there was election violence, and you know, we went to live somewhere else after when it was safe. And I mean, there was a lot of struggles. So that I couldn't redo. I just mentally couldn't handle it. If
you knew I was coming.
Yeah. At that point in time of our lives, we were so determined, and I mean, I don't think anyone can go through that twice. Yeah, the Kenyans know what we've been through, and I mean, they respect us for it, but going through that twice, you just can't. It's a once in a lifetime thing. It makes you tough, and after that, you are tough, but you don't want to take a back step in life.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't all pretty.
No.
Just say.
It wasn't easy, of course. Everybody knows that when you move to Africa at 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No family, no relatives.
My brother.
Me and my brother. Just your brother.
Yep. Yeah.
And it was that determination and desire and passion that kept you guys going. Pretty much.
Yeah. And every time we got knocked down, there was a slight, like, hope. Something got gifted to us. You know, I don't know how, but there was a race we performed well in locally, or just after election violence when we're, you know, at our lowest point, you know, feeling like this isn't working out, and, you know, we're going to keep struggling. Yeah. A manager came through and said he was going to take us to Europe for the first time. So. Yeah. You know, we got a chance to qualify for World Juniors. We went to Europe. I qualified. Didn't get selected in my national team for some reason, but I'd qualified. So, you know.
It gave you some hope and...
Gives you hope and keeps you going, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you told me it took you 2 years to have a breakthrough. And during the 2-year period of time, no one really believed in you guys.
No, E10, the athletes, they were all laughing at us, and, you know, they would start rumors about us and all that, but they didn't know what was behind. Yeah. You know, there was one rumor that we were smelly, dirty Mzungus. And the reason behind that is we had very minimal training gear, with very minimal training shoes. Shoes now had holes in them. The training gear was all stolen from us in Kaptagat. So if you get everything stolen from you, you're left with one of everything. What do you use? You use that. Yeah. So they were judging us and then laughing at us, saying that, you know, we'd never make anything. And they didn't know, most of them didn't know how young we were. That had something to do with it. It was like, you know, I'm 18. I'm 17 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, come our breakthroughs.
But how did you deal with that kind of negativity and judgment of other people?
We were lucky that we were so focused and surrounded by good people, kind of encouraging us.
Yeah.
That we didn't really know what the people outside were saying until later on. And when we heard that, it was even just more like determination to prove them wrong, because you can go and cry, you can use it as motivation. We just took it as motivation. Like one day, I was like, hey, you're gonna see.
Mm.
I'm not training for next week, I'm training for 4 years from now.
Mm.
And 2 years came by and then things started to change.
Mm-hmm.
4 years came by and we started to beat them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, hey, we've arrived.
How did that feel to prove yourself that you're right in the long term?
Nothing really describes that. I mean, you've overcome so many challenges on the way up,
Mm.
and now you've gained the respect of the public,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like you've created the lifestyle you were aiming at. Maybe you haven't got everything yet, but you're on your way there. So, I mean, no matter where you're at in life, you're always going to want more.
True.
But yeah, to have the respect of the public here is, I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, and I know that when I go to races, that the public are cheering for me now.
Yeah, they know your story.
They know the story, they know our struggles, and I feel like this is almost like E10 is like my little country, almost,
Yeah.
They cheer for me probably harder than New Zealand does. Yeah.
And you're still in your journey. The movie just started. Like, if your story is a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day I hope to make a reenactment of my life and my name's Ains.
Yeah.
Our story, first maybe a book,
Yeah.
maybe a movie later on, but
Yeah.
definitely some of the stories that will come out in the book and the movie people haven't heard, and
Yeah.
I always get talking and telling new stories, and my friends haven't heard them all.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Shit. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get to see that movie 15 years later, after you've achieved a lot.
There's
of the
definitely got to
things.
be a high point to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of the stories, tell me about the flaming rats, if you want. Could you share that?
Oh, that goes back to my childhood.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a funny story, but also it's kind of shows how you're also very active when you're little.
I don't know why, but it's like me and my brother, wherever we go, we have this history with rats. So I grew up a lot on my grandparents' farm.
Yeah.
They had a wrecker's yard with broken down cars and all that out back of a small forest. So this forest, we would usually, stack up wood for months. And my grandfather would set a fire, and the rats would all, be camping or living in the wood, so they'd come out flaming. And my grandparents gave me and my brother sticks to go chasing them with. So we were just, 4 or 5 years old, running around chasing these rats in the forest.
And they were as big as cats.
Yeah, they were pretty big.
Oil, drenched in oil.
Drenched
Fire
in
on their
oil,
body.
and fire, fire, flaming rats around the forest, and we were chasing them around,
Yeah.
My grandparents sold the farm when we were 7 years old, and that was the end of the flaming rats for us. But it was good. It was a good upbringing on the farm, and our parents are busy working. But
Yeah.
I
think they might have given you some good aerobic foundation work right there.
a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's tough work on a farm, so I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
And also good diet, you know.
Oh yeah.
Really healthy diet, you know.
Right from the soil.
Yep. All organics and stuff, you know. And then while we came to Kenya, we've lived in some pretty bad places where the rat story continues, you know. And some places have had rats, you know, infestation, and one place we lived had no power. So me and Zane worked out the noises where the rats were at night. Sometimes we couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And we'd hear them dancing in the pots, we'd call it.
Fuck.
And so we knew where they were just by the sound of where they were in the house.
Holy shit.
And we'd come out with candle, and we were like hunting rats by candlelight. We got a few. We got a few.
Shit, you guys have some history with rats.
You know,
And
I had to stomp a few. I had shoes on because if you get bitten, it's not going to be good.
yeah.
But yeah, hunting rats with candlelight. I'm sure that will be in the movie or book.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of the small stories inside our story, you know.
Yeah. And it's in your family, it's just you and your brother Zane?
Yeah.
Do you have other siblings? Just you and Zane?
Just me and Zane.
I'm sure there were a lot of things that your family was maybe worried about when you guys told your parents that you guys are coming to Kenya. I read somewhere that your parents thought you guys had a round-way ticket. You actually had a one-way ticket when you came.
Oh
to
no,
Kenya?
we did have the round ticket. Like,
Oh, you did have. Okay.
yeah, we did. It was for after Mombasa, the trip back, and we knew when we came out here that we were gonna stick around.
Yeah.
And make this long-term thing, especially if we were seeing the improvement.
Yeah.
And we were. So after Mombasa, we pushed out the ticket. I think it was 2 or 3 times until the ticket couldn't be pushed out anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said, hey, things are going good here. Cancel that ticket. And our parents had no choice. They had to cancel it. And, you know, we're keeping in contact with them, but everything kept improving. And then election violence happened. And, of course, their concerns were, you know, what they're seeing on the TV is they're always going to show the worst
Right.
of what's happening. So
News, yeah.
they were very concerned, and you know, we had no power here in E10 for 2 weeks.
Shit.
So as the cell phones running out, we gave them a call and was like, hey, it's going to be a blackout for like a while.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear from us, but everything in E10 is cool.
Yeah.
Nobody's after us. And, you know, then 10 days, no phone. So, yeah. I guess that was probably their most worried time, but...
Yeah. But they're now all... They feel much better about your situation.
Oh, man, nobody can say anything. You know, we made it. Like,
Yeah. That's good.
you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have this life I'm now. I wouldn't have my wife
Yeah.
if I hadn't been here. So, you know, so many blessings in this journey of mine that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
You know,
Who, when you think of someone that you're grateful for, who comes up in your mind?
my wife, man, number one.
Yeah.
Like, we've been together since 2011, May 2011.
Yeah.
Just, you know, growing together, and we've both grown into better athletes, better people.
Yeah.
Yeah, grateful for my wife. And now we have this house, and we're starting a running camp together. You know, it's
That's right. Yeah.
moving up in life, and we're both still running really good, and
Yeah.
we don't see the end of our progress. So yeah, things are going good.
Yeah. Maggie ran Hamburg this year, right?
Yeah, Maggie was second in Hamburg this year,
Yeah.
2:26, another PB.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible conditions. So
Mm.
she's definitely got more.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next one she's going to be 2:23, 2:24 at least.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe 2:21.
Yeah. I mean, sky's the limit.
Yeah. She's had 2 rough marathons, tough conditions, a little bit like me.
Mm.
My first one was in 28 degrees, hot, you know, humid.
And Canada one, it was
And then
freezing, right?
Canada was around 1 degree,
Yeah.
2 degrees, and had a wind, so it felt like a -4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got hypothermia and still somehow finished. But waiting for the race with the good conditions and see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Tokyo next year. Would be a good
Tokyo
one.
next year is still far. I got another marathon in between there, that's for sure. Maybe 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah yeah, actually yeah, Tokyo is
Set.
next August, so
End of year, and then
End of
maybe
year.
one in the beginning of next year. And
yeah. You haven't made your mind yet, right? You're gonna announce
No.
pretty soon.
coming back from my stress fracture, I've decided to really take my time,
Yeah.
make sure I'm 100%, and I'm actually thinking of going straight into a marathon, because I feel like my last 2 marathons may have been a little bit hindered at performance by racing before.
Some 10Ks.
10Ks and then half
marathon,
marathons, and I feel like race by race I was losing 5%, maybe more, of what I actually was capable of. So pushing pretty hard in the body, and yeah.
Awesome. Preparing for your marathon this year or beginning of next year. Well, let me just rephrase it. What are things that you kind of changed from when you just started, and what do you do much better now, or like things that you thought, okay, this is
Are we
doing
talking
really well.
about 2007 to now?
Wow, maybe that's too far.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's a constant journey.
Yeah.
Like, you have to never stop learning. You have to make changes as your body changes, you know?
Yeah.
Things I know now I never knew back then. I wish I was more patient with young age and would take my time at things and let the shape come naturally.
Were you doing too much mileage? Like,
A little bit. Sometimes, you know, I experimented with high mileage. I experimented with, you know, a lot of speed sessions, track sessions. And also now I'm a marathoner, you know, I'm no longer a track runner. So you have to learn the event, and I think I had a good introduction to marathon because I was training for the marathon actually maybe 3 or 4 years before I ran my first. I didn't realize it, but I wasn't training for the track. I was training for marathons. So now that I'm here, it's definitely going to be my best event.
Yeah.
But yeah, just constantly learning.
Any advice you'd like to give any beginners out there who are just starting to run?
Advice: just beginning to run. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
That's a good one, of course.
Push your body. You know, enjoy pushing your body, because if you don't enjoy it and enjoy, you know, running faster or beating your, you know, your times, then maybe competing is not for you. Maybe you should just enjoy fitness, you know. But if you enjoy running, you'll push your body, you know, a couple of times a week. Each time you race, you know, try and beat your time from last time. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
That's definitely the beginner's tip, you know.
Yeah. Are you having fun?
I'm still having fun, man.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Yes.
You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
I'm always actually laughing come the nervous moments before the start, because I'm looking around and we're like, we've put in the work, you know, so much training that, you know, I think the less work you put in, the more nervous you are, because you know. But if you're 100% ready, for some reason you're still nervous, I'm there laughing about it. I'm like, man, we trained for this, and now we feel this bad. I just want to hear that gun, and then everything disappears. You feel good.
That's the moment to celebrate and have fun.
Yeah, you have fun during the race. You're looking around, and, you know, it's like a game of maths. You know, you got 42.2K to play with.
Yeah.
Is he gonna blow up? Is he gone too soon? Should I let him go? Should I chase him? You know, so many things.
Yeah.
And that to me is fun.
Yeah.
You know? I like playing with it, and I also like playing with my own, you know, potential.
And what race, if you could choose one major marathon to win within the next 5 years, what would be like the, I really want to win this marathon?
Olympics would be bloody good. Olympics has to be, you know, Olympics is major.
Yeah.
But I feel that very, very realistically also Boston Marathon has been calling me.
Mm-hmm.
My training and how good I am on hills. And that around here is, you know, everybody's been saying one day you need to race Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And that coming from Kenyans who are good on hills.
They know how good you are at the hills.
They know. I destroy them on hills. So for that, and for them to be saying you need to run Boston, it's you know, it's a big thing, and I feel like Boston has a very, you know, long big history. So
yeah,
it'll be a very awesome race to win.
Yeah. It'll be amazing, and not many non-African runners win Boston.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I mean,
pretty much all major marathons these days.
Yeah, definitely. And Boston's you know, it's a tactical marathon, and
Right.
so that would be nice too. But I really want to run a fast time, so
Yeah.
I have to make very, you know, big choices in the coming years because we only get a chance at, you know, 2-3 max marathons a year.
Right.
So big choices to be made, and do I go for time this time? Do I race for the win this time? You know, and weighing everything up. Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah.
Well, two questions that are kind of similar in a way. What's the legacy you want to leave behind? That's the first question. The second question is if you could put a one sentence on a billboard in like New York Times Square that everyone can see,
Ooh.
what would that be?
Ooh. I can't get past Kawhi Leonard's quotes right now, like board man gets paid and
What?
board man gets paid.
Bold man gets paid.
Board man,
Yeah.
meaning the rebound man. You know,
Yeah.
because he's in there, you know, in the rough and, you know, working hard to get that rebound
Yeah.
and try again. You know.
Yeah.
But the legacy I want to leave behind is that anybody from any culture, any ethnicity, you know, like just through hard work can do what they set out to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's quite a worldwide belief that the Africans, the East Africans are, you know, so talented and stuff. They really put in work.
Yeah.
They have a focus like no one else, no other country in general out here. And that's where they get a lot of depth, you know. That's where so many more people are doing it here.
Yeah.
And sure, if their body type's suited towards an event, then they'll do very good in numbers. But anybody with talent from any country, anywhere, through hard work, sacrifice, and focus, can get to the level where they want to be. You know, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So that's the legacy I want to leave behind, and that's why I'm, you know, always trying to motivate, you know, next generation or even this generation that I'm in, because everybody's got goals as small as they are, or, you know, whatever they think. You know, goals are goals, and they're there to be achieved. So
Yeah.
I like trying to inspire people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually my motivation. So yeah. Quotes. I got so many, man.
Well, as you're thinking, I'm sure there's so many people who are getting inspired by your story and from your Instagram. So I think you're already doing a really great job, but I can't wait to see more, like you said, more, you know, goals that you're, you know, from things you're going to achieve next year's. Yeah. Very, very excited for you.
Yeah, I'm excited about the future. When you're, you know, here and now, and you're in rehabilitation phase, it's always tough, and you have to be patient.
It's kind of like underworld time,
It's,
yeah.
it's the,
limbo.
It's the time people
Yeah.
outside of, being close to me don't appreciate. They don't get to see the hard work that we put in mentally and physically, on our way back to fitness. And it's always so hard to be patient.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
Maybe that's your quote. It's hard to be patient.
well, patience, yeah. I've learned that over years,
Yeah.
and I'm still learning it because every time you get shut down, there's a road back, and yeah, I'm still learning. That's a very good quote, actually. I just thought of.
What is it?
That's stupid, man. There's more than one way to make a pancake, if you know what I'm saying. There's more than one way to make a pancake. Meaning, just because, you read between the lines, just because I took this route, I went to Kenya at 17, doesn't mean that that's the only way to make it. And of course, there's athletes who have made it other ways. People have to find, this next generation have to find their way.
Ways.
They have to train and learn and see what works for them.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Not everything's going to work for everybody. There's no magic figures,
Hey, you're not only fast, but wise, man.
I was taught by a few wise people. So, in fact, in 2007, Shaheen told me, hey, I'm the world record holder, and what's working for me in training isn't going to work for you. You're 17. Don't join me every day. It's not going to work. He cared genuinely for us, so he gave us some advice. And also Patrick Sang, Kipchoge's coach, he said the same when I went to join Kipchoge in 2010. It's like, my best athlete, he's older than you. You're still this age, you need to train like that. So take your easy days easier. Come to our sessions ready, and I'll, advise you. And that really helped out.
Yeah. There's no one way to make pancakes. There's more than one way to make pancakes.
There's more than one way to make a pancake.
Man, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. Wow. Yeah. Thank you. I think that's a good way to end the interview, and thanks so much. I'm just, like I told you before coming to Kenya for my first time in 2015, just watching you guys' documentaries and reading about you guys really inspired me, and I can't wait for your next 15 years, and just can't wait to see your movie with my kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, man.
Yeah. Thanks.